Okay, hi everyone, and welcome. Thanks so much for joining and tuning in. We are joined by Miss Leslie Ivery. I hope I pronounced that right. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
Awesome, great. Thank you so much for joining us this morning or this afternoon,
Thank you
Leslie.
for having me.
Of course, of course. So we're gonna delve right in. Leslie plays the character of young Alice in the film My Story. Leslie, could you go into a little bit of how that audition process was like for you?
Yeah, it was very, very seamless. I found the submission on backstage.com. I sent in Lynette a few of my clips from previous works. I did a part in the Tennessee Williams play something last summer. I sent her a few clips from those, and she seemed to love it, asked me to come in for an audition. I got there at the very tail end of the audition times, and there was hundreds of people there. It was so crowded.
No pressure, no
I
pressure.
waited about 4 hours. So happy that I was so excited. It was worth the wait.
Good.
And I finally went in. It was not even 5 minutes. The whole crew was there. They're wonderful. I went in, got it done, and came back out, and that was it. Got called in for a call back a few weeks later, and it's just been perfect ever since.
Wow. Well, don't we all wish they could all
I know.
like that?
I've been
What,
spoiled.
what about this character for you, I guess, was your favorite part, or the film, rather? It doesn't have to be the character alone. What about the character or the film or even just the set was the best part for you, the best part of this experience for you?
This character has been so interesting because instead of having, a very three-dimensional character on a page to kind of analyze and read it from, it was more as me trying to transform myself into Janice, who's playing an older version of myself, kind of following up with the same story, trying to create this character from each other, balance off of each other, and kind of just see what we create, see what we come up with together. So just kind of watching and observing her mannerisms, how she talks, how she walks, and kind of developing a character from there. It's so different. It was so wonderful. Definitely a new experience for me. That was probably my favorite part of just being a part of this whole experience. Just the new challenges that I was able to kind of tackle and accomplish. So yeah.
Absolutely. Comfort is always one of them. Actually, I was just speaking to Janice previously, and she was mentioning kind of how, embodying the character kind of came along with the relationships built on set, that, she kind of played like the grandmother role, and everyone, to her was, hey, grandma, how's it going, grandma? She kind of just adopted y'all as her grandchildren there. So just, fostering those real relationships to help kind of build and for that to show and be demonstrated through the films is very powerful. It can definitely go a long way. So that's always good vibes. What do you like best about this film, or what I guess can you say if you had to summarize it? What's your favorite part getting to know this film?
Just the family environment throughout the entire process from beginning to end. There was never a moment where you felt like you couldn't ask a question, or where you were lost or you were uncomfortable. It's just the whole environment that this team was able to foster is completely incredible. Like I said, I've been totally spoiled by this whole experience because now the bar has been set. But
Absolutely.
just from its professionalism and just the personal relationships that have been built out of how arduous a film experience can be and how tedious it can be. It never felt heavy, never felt tedious. Everyone was kind of with you the entire step of the way, which also, that type of environment also allowed for a bigger allowance for just creative and expression amongst the actors, the directors, the whole team. And so with that, you felt comfortable doing anything, experimenting with anything, and that's the best part for me, at least.
Nice, very cool. Well, thank you for that. Getting, I guess, a little bit more into the film's core, what do you think is the racial significance behind this story, specifically regarding the fact of the family's dynamic racial makeup?
I definitely appreciate it. I come from a family where, well, on one side, it's very, very open and accepting to have, that racial dynamic. And on the other side, it's the complete opposite. And so I feel like there's not enough talk and conversation about, I mean, how popular it is, say, to have interracial couples and dating and marriages. It's not talked about enough to the point where when you see it, it's to make some people uncomfortable. If it still makes people uncomfortable, that means that it's not being conversed about. It's not, accepted as much as it should be. And not only that, it's definitely not that's shown in Hollywood, even though it should be. Hollywood
Absolutely.
still maintains that same race, same stereotypical relationships.
Definitely.
Exist in the world. Right. And so with this film, I appreciate it because it recognizes, not only does it just happen and then kind of brush it under the rug, but it's actually at the core of the story. A story that should be told, should be accepted, and should be, explored more often. And so I think just tackling this issue just takes several leaps into what should have been done already. And that, like I said, I appreciate, I think should happen more often. And them taking this initiative to actually produce that and put it on the screen, it's beautiful, it's brave, and it's wonderful.
Absolutely, absolutely. And do you like, I guess, kind of getting more into that, what do you think is so important for, or why it's important for people of our generation, especially, to see a film like this?
Oh my goodness. Well, we're such a completely different generation. We're so open to so much more than, our predecessors. And just, again, saying that this is something that is happening. It's okay to talk about it. What are your feelings about it? Just being able to openly express it so that we can get over whatever it is that maybe troubles you or your parents or et cetera. Being able just to hold a conversation and say that, we're not all the same in any way, shape, or form. This is not a world where we're going to stick with, or should not be a world we're going to stick with our same, what we're comfortable with. This needs to be a world where we're being comfortable going outside of our comfort zones. And we can't do that if we aren't writing films about it, if we aren't, talking about it, if we aren't seeing it on a regular basis.
Yes, so very, I agree so wholeheartedly.
Good.
So I guess kind of delving a little bit aside the film act, obviously, is there anything else that you do in your spare time when you're not on screen or on stage?
Oh God, I don't spend a moment just sitting down and staying still.
Which is a good thing.
I know. I get bored so easily. This is perfect.
Yeah,
so
I can totally
right.
Same way, guilty.
So right now I'm actually company managing an off-Broadway show. It's called A Class Act. It's at New World Stages. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. Huge cast, about 6 people. So that was at a smaller theater a few months ago. We finally were able to reopen it to a much larger size. So we're really excited about that. In addition to that, I'm also working at it's really cool live music venue in Bushwick. I'm really, really huge on music. I love that entire scene. So if I'm not acting, it's going to be something music related, definitely. So just kind of working with some booking with that. That's been just working with artists itself and being a liaison between the venues and the artists. So just it's all over the place, definitely.
And speaking of busy, sorry, I just have to interrupt you really quickly. I love what is going on in your background right about now.
Oh God, it's a mess.
I love it. I'm listening. I am paying attention, but I'm also watching. I'm like, wow, this is so cool. I love the decoration.
Such a mess. Thank you.
No, it's good. It's great. It's great. You're welcome. And just as a by the way, viewers who are watching, I know that we have a couple viewers watching. Please don't forget, guys, send in your questions. We want to hear from you. If there's anything specific you'd like to know about the film, about Miss Leslie here, I'm sure she'd be more than happy to answer. So don't be shy. Click that comment button. I know some of you may be watching on your mobile phones or computers. It works just the same. Type in a question that you have, and Leslie will be happy or willing to answer it. So getting right into, I would like to live in the city and then come here. What's your story like as far as location goes?
As far as where I'm staying now?
Yeah, or where you have been as far as, where your work has taken you.
Oh, well, I come from South Carolina. Okay. Very, very, very small town. Everyone, they went to high school together. I think about 500 people graduated. We all knew each other in our class. Yeah, it was very small.
Close-knit.
Yeah. So I graduated. One of the things where people from where I'm from, at least from the South especially, they're comfortable with being home, and so they don't leave. And I'm the type of person where it's like, well, if you're all gonna stay, I'm gonna try to do the complete opposite. It's go away as far as possible. I ended up in New York somehow. So I moved here when I was 17. Just kind of like didn't really know anybody. I know, it's crazy. I don't know how my parents let me do this. I moved here just because like I knew this was the only place that I should be, that I needed to be. So I came here. I took a year off before actually going to school. I started school, and that was just I went to Brooke College. That was such a mess, Tola. I was dropping in and out, and just for years.
Those moments you have to go through.
Yeah. I'm so grateful for it now, definitely. But through that experience, I met, a mentor, and I met some of the closest people that I actually work with now. So through them, I actually have gained all my work experience. So I'm not living in Bushwick, which I adore. But just through those people that I've met through those crazy times, I'm able to actually kind of take off my career, both in acting and company managing. Like I said, New York, I guess, is the place to do it. There's no other place that could possibly be doing what I'm doing now.
Yes, very true.
Story, yeah.
Yes. We have actually a question from one of the viewers who'd like to know who inspires your work? Who do you find most look up to as far as
oh my goodness
your work is about?
You know what? That's such an interesting question. There's never I know. This improv skills are kicking in. There's not one person. I'm always scared to kind of put my whole faith and trust into that one person, because like we're all human beings. So I derive my inspiration from honestly just a variety of people, of ages, of times. So right now, honestly, I am a big rooter for any person, on the screen of a minority ethnicity. And so just seeing them on screen, I derive inspiration from them because they were just vastly underrated.
Sure.
It goes from there to some of my favorite authors that I will pull some inspiration from. Chuck Palahniuk, he's the author of Fight Club, actually. He's one of my favorites. Or I'll pull from like Charles Dickens. Like it's such a very, very broad span of people. I draw inspiration from my family and from my friends.
Yes, absolutely. It doesn't even have to be, a person in the spotlight. It could be, someone that you know personally.
Exactly. Because when you approach a role, what comes with it is also your life experiences, the people who are in it, the people that you know as well. Sometimes it depends on the role, or what the role requires. But honestly, just New York inspires me, just everything. There's never just one person. I can point out and say, you're my sole inspiration.
Yes, good answer. I agree. I have one more question, and that person wants to know what was your least favorite thing about being on set, or maybe even generally? What's maybe if you can't find anything with this specific film, your least favorite experience?
It's so tedious and slow. It's a lot of waiting, and you don't really realize that it's a lot of just waiting, being patient. Your nerves are going crazy, waiting for the other, your other cast members to finish the scenes. So you have to be a very, very patient person. And I come from a larger theater background. I didn't really do film. Like this is actually my first huge professional film. And just seeing how much just patience it takes to just sit there, not do anything, but also to still be in the zone, still be in your character, but for not knowing for how long.
Attest to that. Patience is a virtue. I'm an artist myself. It is so important. So.
Oh my goodness, it can make or break you. So just so no one, having to wait that long to be patient, not losing character, not losing, where this character comes from. It's definitely very, very important. That's the hardest part.
Definitely. Well, thank you. Thank you for your answer. Thank you, viewers at home watching. I just kind of now want to get into a little bit more about you, Leslie, and take this time to ask if you have any upcoming projects or things that you're working on, if you can shout them out or tell us, what to expect from you coming up.
I don't. This is so sad. I've been so busy. I haven't had time. I know that in the fall, I know that in the fall, I'm most likely setting on for a project, for a play called Blood Wedding. Thank you. Details are still up in the air. I'll let y'all know. But for right now, I'm just working and just kind of, relaxing with what time that I have. But if you have any projects, bring them over.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you. And right now, also, we want to give viewers at home a chance to kind of follow you. So if there's any social media networks that you have, we'd love to hear from you. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
Shout yourself out.
If I can remember my username. So my Instagram username, it's LEZLEE Ivory. So IVERY. My Facebook is just Leslie Nicole Ivery. Pretty simple. I think that's all I use. I think that's it. I am the worst with social media.
There you go. I'm sure they could probably just easily find you. Google your name.
Yeah, Leslie Nicole Ivery. I'm the only one out there in the world. So
there you go. There you go. It doesn't get much easier than that, guys. Thank you so much, Leslie, for joining us this afternoon. I know scheduling was kind of all over the place, but we made it happen. We appreciate you, and we will see you at the premiere. This July, yes?
Yes, ma'am. I'll be there. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. That's always a pleasure. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.